I had the crazy idea that we should maybe abandon our snobbery for a moment. And actually,
your snobbery.
My snobbery, exactly. Yes. And see a movie plainly made for the masses without any pretension of being anything except a crowd-pleasing piece of junk. I thought there'd be really best for a non-snob movie.
Yes.
Would be something called 10,000 BC, starring, nobody actually.
No, I don't know those actors at all.
Starring actually a bunch of woolly mammoths. What did you think?
Well, I saw it with 6 other people, 11:30 in the morning, and they were enthralled. I was very bored because it had such a complicated plot that I got involved in trying to figure out what was going on.
That's a good point. The story is quite simple and enough, and risible, which is a snob word for laughable.
Oh, I didn't know what that word meant.
There's a bunch of people, a tribe, that live off woolly mammoths. They have to catch one once in a while. But anyway, suddenly some people come along and kidnap the young girl and the young man. Who's
the blue-eyed.
The blue-eyed girl.
Yes, I have not seen a blue-eyed princess in Sheena, Queen of the Jungle.
That's right. Thank you.
Right.
Which I wrote.
Which you wrote?
Yes.
Oh, I'd forgotten you did Sheena.
That's
anyway,
right.
It had that effect. Oh my God, she's got blue eyes. Anyway.
These guys are kidnapped. They're taken away. The guy's chasing them to get his girl back.
Yes.
And to release the members of his tribe who've all been captured.
Yes.
And they take them through a whole series of special effects animals. What somebody has referred to as flesh-eating ostriches, saber-toothed tigers. It's a very tame saber-toothed tiger.
Oh, he's like a kitty cat.
He's a kitty cat.
But he had saved his life.
That's from Androcles and the Lion by George Bernard Shaw.
What fascinated me is how far they could walk.
They follow back the bad people.
And you learn that they've been taken to Egypt, where they have been enslaved along with, looks like, about 2 million people.
2 million other people. And then we discover the great surprise is that these villains have kidnapped people, and the mammoths they've also captured, to build the pyramids.
And the big mammoths.
Who run up and down the side of the pyramid on a ramp, pulling blocks up there. This is the best scene in the movie. If you like stampeding mammoths. Now this is maybe by a modest estimate, 20,000 years out of date. In other words, the mammoths were going long, long before anybody thought of a pyramid.
That's the thing I find most distressing about the movie. It is so inaccurate that you don't even get a chance to really learn anything that's worthwhile.
Oh, come on, you went to the movie to learn something? But anyway, they foment this rebellion, and then we discover, then there's a Wizard of Oz thing, as I call it.
Yes.
There's a god who's wrapped up in an extraordinary costume and a pointed hat, who's the god of the bad people.
Yeah.
And he's invincible.
Yes.
And so suddenly...
With long fingernails.
Long fingernails, a real weirdo. Our young hero shoots him with an arrow.
And he's a white guy. Did you notice that?
But all his clothes fall off, and they say, not God, is man.
Yes.
And so then their whole thing falls apart, and they live happily ever after. And our guys...
No, Lorenzo, you've missed the big part. Right?
Fill me in.
That she gets shot, the blue-eyed girl, and she dies. However,
Earth Mother,
back at the original campsite, dies and gives her life. The most surprising thing in the movie to me, there was no rape scene of the blue-eyed girl. No rape and pillage the way you're supposed to.
The funny thing is this movie is really quite boring.
The picture is, I gather, PG-13. There is only one actual scene where I saw blood. The mammoths attack. What you have to do is make them so crazed that they go up on their hind legs so you can throw the spear into their heart.
No, you put the spear in the ground and he falls on the spear.
Oh, it's just heaven.
That's how he gets the mammoth.
Heaven. Buffalo meat, which I hear that you can marinate with maple syrup, is very good. Aren't mammoths buffalo?
Marcia, back to school.
The size of the location for the pyramid
is extraordinary. But they actually built 1/8 scale, a huge, huge set. And then they put the people in by computer.
It's amazing. The costumes are endlessly interesting.
It looked to me like they just cleaned out the wardrobe department. Totally, from every movie they'd ever made.
And then how about the guy who has that thing right here?
Goatee, it's called?
Well, no, but it was made of bone.
This is really a Saturday afternoon serial.
Boring.
And there's too much talk about tribes and stuff and slavery and things like that. It just isn't enough red-blooded, really exciting stuff. There's no suspense in it. The point is that they have taken a really sleazy kind of 1930s studio movie
Yes.
and arbitrarily put it back, called it 10,000 BC. Raquel Welch called hers, a million BC.
They were attacked by animals too.
Well, what else do you do? It is possible to make a movie about prehistoric times. There was a good movie about it called Quest for Fire.
Oh, that was nice. Yes.
That was a serious movie.
But this is not.
No, what little fun the movie had for me is because of the insane and delicious anachronisms. But I have to say, in all honesty, Mr. Emmerich is not a moron.
No.
And the people making it must have been fully aware of these things and chuckling and giggling to themselves as they did it. They hope to laugh all the way to the bank, and I think they'll be surprised. They won't.
You know what he's making next? Fantastic Voyage. Do you remember that, when the people go inside a body?
That was Raquel Welch.
Yes, maybe he's a Raquel Welch fan. The most interesting thing in the movie to me is they had been eaters of meat, and while he is in Egypt land, the hero is given a bunch of seeds, and the last scene in the movie, they become vegetarian.
No, that's the change from being hunter-gatherers to having a fixed society.
Oh.
A lot of people think it was desire to have alcohol is what caused this whole revolution in mankind. You have to grow grain to ferment it. And that's why people stopped. They could not wander all the time if they wanted to grow grain.
And because they
They
wanted
wanted
to
to make
have
beer.
a drink?
They wanted to have a drink.